Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. On today's episode, it's Wednesday, which means it's time for your professional wrestling hot takes. Let's dive into these. What's first up, Larson?
First from Young Chugs.
Chugs.
Says, hot take. I don't believe a multi-man or Drew versus Randy for the title is night one main event worthy.
Hard agree. I don't know what the deal is. Like, there is something about the drama between two individuals. Mano y mano, or whatever the mano y mano equivalent to like woman no would be.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
There's something about that 1v1 that enhances the drama. You start adding yokels into it, man. It dumbs it down.
It takes a stronger story the more people you add to the equation.
You need more history there. Like if the Shield triple threat, horsewomen fatal four-way. Okay, yeah. All right.
I think even the triple threat main event in night one last year.
Yeah,
Punk,
sure.
Roman and Seth. There was tons of history there. There was some drama. There was some intrigue about who Heyman's allegiances, were gonna go.
What also worked about that? No title, so they didn't just have to rely on who's going to get the gold. It was like, oh, there's just a lot of story here.
Exactly. So, but with this, we made the observation that so often it seems like Drew is acting in a way that is going to motivate a match, but not an organic thing. Like this is how his character approaches things. Mm-hmm. More so, all right, Triple H wants this match to happen, so Drew is acting this way to motivate the match, as opposed to this is something that's completely consistent with Drew's character.
Yeah, right.
And that's a problem. I don't disagree with this take. That's why I wouldn't be shocked if Cody wins that title back Friday and they do Cody versus Randy.
When you look back at WrestleMania 2000 pay-per-view you went to,
yeah, I
still feel that they could have built a much more dramatic main event had they simply gone Rock versus Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
That was a rivalry that had history behind it.
Yeah.
Triple H as his new persona, which was, a bigger budget Shane Douglas.
Yeah.
And The Rock being as hot as he was. You just do that one-on-one. Yeah. You don't need to bring Mankind out of retirement. You don't need to... Big Show was in it.
Well, yeah.
And then on top of that, you dump all the McMahons in there. And I get it. The McMahons were a big act, but you just do Rock Triple H. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, they really overcomplicated that whole main event scene with not enough story to really make it feel like a Mania main event. It was just like, let's throw as much as we can at this one match to make it feel that way. And that's the worry about if they do... Say this is a four-way match. You got Randy, Cody, Drew, and probably Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
All right, we're just throwing as many people in this match as we feel like we can to make it feel weighty and important without, going through the effort to actually make it weighty and important.
At this point, what do you think is more likely? I think, personally... Given that all of a sudden Aldis out of nowhere said, we're doing this match on Friday. I don't think that's because they want a wonk finish. I don't think that gets anything accomplished. I think they're going to change the title on Friday, dude.
It wouldn't surprise me. It honestly wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they could do the thing where Jacob Fatu shows up to go after Drew. Randy shows up for some reason. We end the show with a huge four-way scrum. And... that's what starts the process or directly leads to the four-way at Mania. That's possible. But again, I feel like it's a situation where you're just trying to load up the match to make it feel like a main event as opposed to building it up as an actual main event when there's potentially other stronger stories going into WrestleMania that could be the main event at night one.
I think Fatu corrects his mistake of
costing Cody
the title. He cost Drew the victory here, or he cost Drew his title here. Cody gets it back. Cody versus Randy, tons of history, big one-on-one match. And that's notably absent from this hot take because I also think that Randy versus Drew, I don't think that's a night one main. I don't think it should be. I don't think it's got the weight behind it, but Cody versus Randy, I think is.
There's potential for it to have that much weight. Yeah.
I think it does.
And part of it too is like if say Cody had won the Chamber, and so it's Cody versus Drew again. It's like the third or fourth pay-per-view match they've had within the last 365 days.
Yeah, I think we've done Drew. They've done Drew a massive disservice.
They really have.
And I don't think that he wins against Fatu at WrestleMania, because that's the match that would be also.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. They've kind of fumbled Drew, dude.
They really have. Next hot take here from I'm just trying to do something says WrestleMania should end with a reunited Bloodline with Jimmy and Jay standing next to Roman holding all the gold. They don't have to be heels, but more a group of shot callers.
Given that we've never seen this before, the Bloodline standing tall, all the gold, I think this would be refreshing, a breath of fresh air, something novel, which means never been done before.
Yeah, first time ever. No, and that's what that would be is huge on first time evers.
Why are we going back to that? Well,
this is the one instance here, if they went this route, where I'd be like, all right, there's something here, because they teased this and they dropped it once Jay got back into the tag title scene. Roman telling Jay, hey, I'm proud of you. You're a champion now. Stay in the championship hunt. Instead, Jay went back to the tag title scene. Bloodline reunites, and Jay, seemingly somewhat content at this juncture being tag champ with his brother, once returns to the Roman orbit, sees that title on Roman's shoulder. He's like, oh man, that's what I really want. Because there's story and history there, and that's the extent of it. I'm not saying I'd be super excited about it.
I love the Bloodline story. That shit they did everything. They did everything with that.
I don't disagree. I'm not saying I'd be eager to go back to it. But here's the thing.
Why did I bring two Splendas in here?
That's weird.
Why did I do?
Did you put it in your coffee?
No, I think you know what happened? I think this is weird. I think I went to the kitchen to get one last cup for this airing, and I got this out. And I was ready to put it in the cup. And then I got the thing and I was like, oh, man. Because Lacey loads up 2 cups in the morning when she goes in the office. There wasn't enough. And I think I just didn't let go.
Oh, the vestiges.
Brother, I am losing it, man. You are lit in real time. You're seeing whatever is eventually going to get me, Larson. It's happening now. Oh, brother. That was funny.
I was going to say is, hey, maybe with WWE's current creative struggles, the idea that they're down bad.
Yeah.
Maybe they think, well, what was our most recent heyday, Bloodline saga? Let's just go back to that.
Do you think, given that the Bloodline began under Vince and concluded under Triple H, you and I are both, I like to dabble in the arts. You like to dabble in the arts, be it music, filmmaking, etc. From a creative ego standpoint, does Triple H view the Bloodline success as his success?
What's funny is I would guess Vince would see it as his success. Triple H probably the same. It's really Roman and Paul Heyman's success.
I agree with that. I do think that Triple H, given that the way Mania 40 played out and how he probably had to go through a lot to get it to play out that way.
He'd like, look at my magnum opus here.
He probably does. And I think he's justified in doing that. I think somebody else obviously set it up. But if you look at the setup, and if you look at under Vince, what we had with Finn Balor, for example, the Bloodline was not all firing in all cylinders.
No, it wasn't consistently every week. No.
I suspect the good stuff was Roman and Heyman, and whenever it went shitty, it was probably Vince. I think Triple H probably had a good hand in landing the plane successfully. So my point is, would he want to go back to that well? Or would he consider that, well, this is in the past and we got to move forward? I don't know.
I mean, all I could do is look at his own career, and there was a pretty significant spell where, he didn't do the DX thing, but eventually he got back around to it.
That's a really good point. He knew it worked.
I think if it's a situation where he thinks there's more story stuff to be mined going back to it, I don't think he'd be opposed to it, but I think he'd have to be, I would hope he'd have to be really wowed by the direction they're heading for it to go back to it so soon. It's not like we're a decade removed from the Bloodline. It's a couple of years.
Jay is still popular.
Yeah, immensely.
He's still very popular. So doing Jay, boy, I don't know about that, man. I don't know how that would go over. You've got CM Punk, the hottest guy. He is the hottest. He's bigger than Cody right now, in my opinion. You got Punk, the hottest guy. They take that title off him simply to get it back onto Jay because Jay's eyeing Roman. And if you do that, you got to do that. You got to put that shit back on Jay. I don't know about that one. I'd be crazy if they did that just to get that title back onto Jay. It wouldn't be my choice. I'd be like,
no, I don't think it'd be my choice either, but at least there's a story there, you know?
There is story. You're not wrong. There is story.
As opposed to 2 years after the Bloodline breaks up, having to be a nostalgia act again, you know?
Yeah. This is where it begins and ends for me. Roman ain't going to be around. He's not going to be around, man.
I don't know if that precludes him totally from winning at Mania, though.
I'm all in on that thesis. He ain't going to be around. Punk's the guy now. Punk over. Punk up, Larson.
Punk up. Huge.
Brooks up.
Phil up.
Phil up.
Next hot take here from Kadeem Jones says Triple H has a bad habit of hyping us up for potential feuds and matches, and they never happen. The most recent example I could think of this is when Jade and Charlotte literally had like a stare down the ramp before Charlotte's qualifier for the Chamber, and then Charlotte lost. It happened. This happened, what Kadeem's talking about, in the span of about 15 minutes. And it wasn't the first time that Charlotte and Jade had crossed paths.
Oh, yeah. No, they've been teasing that since literally the moment Jade was signed.
Yeah. This is what I think Triple H does. He has these little moments to set things up if he wants to go to it down the line. And then you can go back and look and say, hey, this happened 3 years ago. At the moment, does he have any concrete plans to do it? Probably not. But I think he just does all these little things to set the table so that if he does do it, long-term storytelling here. Look at this.
You've just described every television writer in the business. They all do that. If you look at Lost,
oh, gosh,
look at Lost. How many little things do they drop in there? And then it's like, yeah, we'll get back around to that. And they got back around to it. And it's widely regarded as one of the best television series of all time.
Well, sometimes they got back around to it. Some things they never really got back around to.
There are a couple things that they didn't get back to. But by and large, like, they were able to, with a successful writer's room, to pay off a lot of the shit that they set up. I don't even think that's a terrible way to do things. I think if you look at the best of, I'll give you an example, Karrion Kross. People went back and they saw all the Easter eggs, and really some of it was simply, or Bray Wyatt. Some of it was simply coincidental. You get into a feud with Bray Wyatt because they don't have anything else for that Bray Wyatt opponent. And because they didn't have anything else for him after Bray Wyatt, well, let's turn him heel, which is a standard thing that they do when they ain't got nothing else for you. And so what does it look like? You get into a thing with Bray Wyatt.
Yep.
He feeds into your evil side. And they try to do the same thing with Karrion Kross.
Yeah. Until they actually made it Karrion Kross's story. Yeah.
And then they let him go.
Yeah. And now Alistair has that role.
So I think you're right, but I think that's not a terrible way to go. Because look, here's what you could do now. Jade loses the title to Rhea. What's a huge story waiting for Jade, or a huge feud waiting for Jade? Charlotte. They don't want to get Charlotte involved in the title scene because what's going on right now with Charlotte is working. So you could do Jade away from the title No expectations, no pressure. Just let them go at it. And I think that's not a terrible philosophy to have.
I think so long as at some point within, a decent time frame, you revisit it and pay it off.
You can't do it too often.
And you can't do it all the time.
You can't do it all the time.
You can't have these moments where it seems like you're building to something and then people have to wait 5 years for that to pay off,
I would say this. And given the Instagram reel that you sent me an Instagram reel the other day where this dude went and counted the number of masked men / black hoodie attacks and reveals.
But it wasn't even all of them because there was a couple with Sammy that weren't in there.
Yeah. So it was past 20, and then you're right. So,
yeah.
We had 5 on Raw alone the other night.
Mm-hmm.
What has there been more of? Masked man hoodie attacks under Triple H, or feuds that have been set up and dropped under Triple H?
Oh, it's the former.
I think so too. I don't think it's that egregious with Triple H setting up feuds. I think it is egregious masked hoodie men.
That's the default when someone is a surprise attacker
or
a mystery attacker. Yeah,
way too many.
Like I understood it when it involved the bloodline because it was a theme. It was a motif that was being set up. Sammy did that. Jay and Jimmy did. All right, it's a motif you're establishing within the bloodline story. Cool.
Yeah.
But apparently it was just Triple H's default for anybody who showed up. That was a surprise.
Yeah. He also does the thing a lot where you got somebody's music plays and then you stare at the ramp and then they attack you from behind.
Yeah, that's
he does
the
that
Seth
a
Rollins
lot.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be kind of exclusive to Seth Rollins, but now, everybody does it.
Now everybody does that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we're going to continue on with our hot takes. But first, we got some sponsors for the show this week, so let's go ahead and talk about them.
Let's do it. This episode of Going in Raw is sponsored by BetterHelp. International Women's Day is coming up on March 8th, so let's all celebrate the women in our lives. I want to give a shout out to my incredible wife who's put up with me for more than 20 years, even though I'm sure there were a lot of times when I wasn't much fun to be around when I was dealing with severe anxiety in my mid-20s. But thanks to her strength and support, the help of a therapist, I was able to learn the tools I needed to better cope with my anxiety.
With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 6 million people globally. And BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can put your focus on your therapy goals.
All you got to do to get started is fill out a short questionnaire that helps identify your needs and preferences. And BetterHelp's 12-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they typically get it right the first time. But if you aren't happy with your match, you could switch to a different therapist at any time from their tailored recommendations.
Your emotional well-being matters. Find support and feel lighter in therapy. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/raw. That's betterhelp.com/raw.
And this episode of Going in Raw is sponsored by Prize Picks. We love ourselves some hoops here at Going in Raw, and I, Larson, am a massive stats nerd, so I feel like I found a way to merge those two passions with Prize Picks.
That's right, man. Prize Picks makes every dunk, dime, and board that much more exciting. And right now, you can shoot your shot on Prize Picks and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Getting started with Prize Picks is easy. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in.
You can pick from all your favorite sports, anything from basketball, baseball, hockey, UFC, soccer, college basketball, tennis, golf, esports, and more. With Prize Picks, how you play is up to you. Say you think Wemby is going to have a huge night, and you want to pick more on points, rebounds, and three-pointers made. With Stacks, you can do that and pick all of them in the same lineup. If you want flexibility, choose Flex Play, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. And if you want the largest payouts, go for the power play. No matter your play, Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test.
Download the Prize Picks app today and use code GOINGINRAW to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code GOINGINRAW to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. All right, man, let's continue on with these hot takes. First from Jackery, who says WWE is no longer having to sell pay-per-views or fight for TV ratings is what's led us to this current slump. We're getting contractually fulfilling media core slop now instead of the carny ticket selling shenanigans we're used to. That was a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Corpse slop. Is it
Corpse
corpse slop?
Yeah, like corporate
corporation
slop.
slop. Corporate
Yeah.
slop. Okay. Well, that's a hot take right there.
Yeah.
Triple H doesn't care, or it's not that he doesn't care. He doesn't feel the fire under his ass.
I don't know. Like so much of. Here's the thing: for the next 4 years or so, WWE's not being canceled. Like they have their shows canceled by their broadcast partners. So many of their pay-per-views, especially the major ones, now they're taken to cities which give them the largest fee to host those events. And on top of all that, you got the Saudi deal, which, for the average Saudi show, they're getting paid an obscene amount of money for it.
Yeah.
So you take those in consideration. I can understand this particular take if you view it through that.
Mm-hmm.
There's not anything prodding WWE to bring their A game consistently unless they are just motivated to do that themselves. Like they're not fighting a ratings war against AEW to prove that they are the preeminent brand in pro wrestling. They are the preeminent brand in pro wrestling, and no one's even close. Now, if the ratings are not great heading into contract time for Raw and SmackDown, that's when things could change. Because if these networks see, all right, we're not getting the return on our investment for these shows, or ESPN for that matter. Mark Shapiro just talked about how, they've been waiting for ESPN Unlimited to be available on all the pay TV services, so people don't have to plunk down that $30 because they say it's like cost prohibitive for a lot of people to pay that, and it's been affecting their viewership.
Yeah.
So we'll find out in a few years whether if they continue on this trend where they keep signing these huge, massive deals. All right, well, the company's making money hand over fist, so what motivation is there necessary to bring their A game every time from a creative standpoint? But in 4 years' time, whenever the TV deals are up, if their broadcast partners are like, no, we're not going to give you $1 billion over the next 5 years for Raw or SmackDown because we're not getting the return on our investment in terms of the ads we're able to sell against your programming. So we're going to offer you less or not any sort of significant increase.
Yeah.
Then that's going to be an issue where they're going to say, all right, well, if we want to continue making massive amounts of money, we have to do better from the creative standpoint.
The Netflix deal, while massive, was not a huge multiplier. When you look at the actual breakdown of the deal and how the length of it, the option situation, it was not
the breadth of it too, because it's not just for the United States.
Right. Yeah.
It's replacing a lot of other broadcast deals.
Yeah. Part of it, I think, WWE took the lower. Well, WWE took what they could because I don't know that there was anything close to that out there otherwise. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. This is a quick aside. I was going back to try to find thumbnail material for the Elimination Chamber thumbnail. And I hop back on the Disney Plus app, go over to ESPN. For a company that paid $1 billion plus for WWE, Elimination Chamber had such a short window of being featured on the homepage of ESPN's
Interesting.
app. It took me a bit. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I brought a couple packets of Splenda with me to the show today. But I can navigate user interface.
Yeah.
And unlike with Netflix, which works off an algorithm, knows what I like and puts Raw right there.
Yeah.
Unlike Peacock, which they will feature a premium live event back when they had them for like a couple days on like the home scroll thing. You just go through a couple of it's right there.
Yeah.
ESPN, it's like, hey, while it's on, maybe we'll put it on the front page, and then once it's gone, good luck finding it. You have to do a little bit of digging for it. And I have no idea if that's simply because they rushed this ESPN streaming service that it's just not the friendliest user interface for specifically things that you want. You would think at this point, given that this ESPN app, the only thing that I've looked at is WWE content.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's working on an algorithm or not. But
I wonder
it's not shoveling me anything.
Part of it too is Peacock, especially, and maybe to I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah.
Maybe to a somewhat lesser degree, Netflix they don't usually have huge licensing deals to this degree, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for live sporting events. Like I'm sure Peacock has, they obviously have the NBA stuff on there, which is massive, but that's spread across NBC, Peacock, Amazon. It's like the NBA's broadcasting rights are spread across like 3 or 4 different platforms.
So,
but I was going to say ESPN has a ton of these huge broadcasting deals.
And it's funny you say that because I'm on the app right now. It is nowhere to be found just scrolling.
What's the marquee event that's featured right now?
Right now it is Team USA versus San Francisco Giants in baseball. Upcoming at 4 p.m. I just scrolled over. Upcoming at 4
I
p.m.
doubt ESPN paid a ton for that.
Yeah, we've got college basketball.
Basketball, yeah.
Next up, we've got golf. Next up, we've got NWSL, which is this women's soccer.
Soccer, yeah.
I Hate Christian Later, which is a 2015 30 for 30.
And that's a good one. I've seen that before.
I think I did too. And the Rich Eisen show is live right now, so that's like the primary thing.
Yeah.
The next up is ESPN Live, featured live and upcoming. It's obviously not there. Studio shows is not there. ESPN channels is not there.
They don't even have a WWE tab?
So they don't have, and granted, I'm on the Disney Plus version of the ESPN thing. Maybe ESPN has a standalone that's different. I'm just speaking to the Disney bundle, right? Mm-hmm. So I go down and it's got 2 other like sort of tabs where you could scroll over. Where it has all the leagues: MLB, NCAA, baseball, NCAA basketball, college women's basketball, NBA G League. And you scroll through that stuff. WWE's nowhere to be found. Oh, it is. You scroll like 4 times.
Yeah.
And then it's there.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
seemingly since day one, in terms of a lot of the marketing aspects, ESPN has kind of done
what is it called? Unlimited?
Yeah, not a very good job of marketing WWE's programming on their app. But hey, maybe that'll change now that Mania is going to be the first hour of both nights of Mania are going to be on cable ESPN networks.
Yeah, maybe. So. Getting back to your point though, dude. They don't have competition. AEW they don't do the same thing that WWE does. In a broad sense, they do, but they focus on pro wrestling. They're looking for a specific fan, and usually, and I know there is crossover, obviously, but AEW is not competition. They are competition in the sense that they have to pay a little bit more for their talent, but that's kind of it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not competition. They do not have a WCW competing with them. They are, like you said, competing against their own deals. And you're right. If they had if they had competition, and it's not just sleep or TikTok, if they had competition, you would see a different product. I firmly believe that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Next hot take here from Hermit for Hire says, hot take, the insistence on long-term storytelling makes it impossible to get excited for anything. Cody Orton is a dream match for me, and now there's a path to it. I can't get excited because I fully expect it to be made a fatal 4-way and for them to continue teasing the 1v1 until Mania because almost 4 years of waiting wasn't enough.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess in theory, depending on... This is my theory, Steve.
Yeah. Okay, good. You've got a theory. Give me some all-pressure theory.
So there might be like an ideal window where you tease something for a little bit, and you have a window of time that when you pay it off, it's probably going to generate the most interest and most excitement.
Okay.
If you wait too long, you run the risk, I think what Hermit for Hire here is talking about. If you wait too long, people have a hard time getting excited about it because, we've seen this tease before, and it didn't pan out. We saw it teased 4 or 5 times, hasn't panned out yet. I think that's what Hermit for Hire is referencing here, and I understand that. You know, you can only get excited about something so many times, and if it doesn't pay off, it tempers your excitement.
I mean, what do we just talk about with Charlotte and Jade? Yeah. From like moment one, they were teasing that. If I'm like a big Charlotte fan, which I love Charlotte, I think she's great, and I'm like, oh man, ever since I saw Jade in AEW, I was waiting for her to get in the ring with Charlotte.
Yeah.
When are they gonna fucking do this? I understand. Yeah, I understand that. This sort of relates back to the other one.
Yeah.
If some of these seeds that they are planting don't pay off, or it takes a long time for them to pay off, then I could understand the frustration there.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I'll counter with this. I feel like Hermit for Hire here probably would be excited if the story was good and it made sense. If Drew McIntyre attacking Randy Orton when he did, if it made sense and it was compelling, I think Hermit for Hire would probably be on board with whatever's going to happen if the story was good.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is it's been a bit nonsensical, some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, now we're just talking about, instead of talking about the excitement of what's going to happen and like, oh, what's going to happen next? We're like, are they going to do a 1v1 or a fatal 4-way? Which is like not the thing that we should be talking about. We should be excited about plot twists and turns.
Exactly.
So I feel this. I get you.
Yep. Gabriel Ribeiro with a hot take says Raquel should have won Chamber. Love Rhea, and I know it's a marquee name, but Raquel has it. She's had it since NXT. It was just bad timing with 2.0, the whims of Vince and personal issues. I really want her out of Judgment Day and winning a world title sooner rather than later.
You know what would have been cool? You know what would be cool? Don't make the Chamber Rumble 2.0.
Yeah.
Make the Chamber SummerSlam's Rumble. You know? Maybe you win that, you get a title shot. That might limit.
That's what King and Queen of the Ring are now.
Oh, was last year the first time they used it as that?
Maybe. I think so.
We'll see if that continues, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to have Chambers still in kind of the late February, early March kind of spot in the calendar, I don't mind that. But instead of using those matches for, the 1B to the Rumble's 1A, set it up so it's like, all right, you want one more chance to walk in Mania as champion? This is it.
Yeah.
Have title defenses. Like, it made all the sense in the world to have Drew defend the title in the Chamber, considering he's trying to feud with like 6 different people.
Yeah, I know. You put all those dudes in the Chamber and you're good. Let's go back to this Raquel thing.
There's a compelling argument to be made for Raquel winning the Chamber and facing Jade.
The crowd booed when she got eliminated.
Yeah.
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 Let me ask this. If it came down to Rhea and Raquel, obviously Rhea's hugely popular.
Yeah.
Would it have stunted? Would the reaction have been any different than when Rhea straight up beat Tiffany? Or would it have been a little stunted because people really wanted to see Raquel I'm sure, or at least they were unhappy when she got eliminated.
Yeah. Part of it too is I think people are starting to get behind Raquel. One. I think it'd been different if Rhea had eliminated Raquel as opposed to Tiffany. Because I just think Rhea's more popular than Tiffany is at this juncture.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I think maybe a lot of people were upset that Tiffany eliminated Raquel because then they thought, oh, shoot, Tiffany's in the final 2. There's a chance she could win this.
At least that's what we were thinking.
So as opposed to if Raquel had advanced to stay in the match to the final 2, and, her and Rhea have great chemistry.
They have great chemistry.
That little mini match they'd have in the Chamber would have been awesome. And Rhea gets a hard fought win. I don't know if people would have booed that at all. No.
I don't think they would have booed.
I don't know if the enthusiasm for a Rhea win would have been tempered, I should say.
Boy, I wonder what the reaction would be if Raquel won a mini match between her and Rhea for the finish. Because everybody kind of knows. If you're down to Rhea and Raquel, everybody knows where the machine is going to go.
Yeah.
But you have Raquel win that. That's a fucking shocker.
Yep.
And that could be like, oh my God, and people pop huge.
Yep.
Even with it being Rhea. Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe.
No, I think Raquel would have got a great response if she had won.
I think so too.
And
I
then
think so too.
I think the idea of her and Liv in Mania title matches is really intriguing.
That's a cool idea.
Explore the dynamics between the two of them, with both of them getting title shots.
Yeah.
Interpersonal dynamics between them.
Right.
Yeah. You could definitely make a great case for Raquel winning the Chamber and getting the match against Jade. Absolutely.
I don't want her at a Judgment Day, though. I think it showcases the chemistry, and I think exploring those interpersonal dynamics, you add championship gold to it, I think it makes things more interesting.
Yeah, I think so too, especially, what I was going to say is, let's say Liv and Raquel both got the title shots at Mania. One of them wins, one of them loses. Yeah, that's interesting. And if Liv happens to beat Stephanie, that could be interesting. But also if Liv loses to Stephanie, and then she has to come back to the clubhouse, and I don't think she's going to be at peace with her loss as Finn was after losing to Phil again,
Yeah. Given the dynamics now, where Liv is like, at her most arrogant, opportunistic, she loses Raquel, who's doing things a bit more babyface. She wins.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting stuff right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. I think it probably is more interesting than Rhea. Rhea's a big deal, and she's incredible. She's like top 3 in terms of popularity. Yeah. It's like Phil Brooks and her.
Yeah.
Speaking of interpersonal dynamics, Larson, we got some merchandise now with FriendoShop.com. I know we've been talking about this a lot lately. I'm very proud with some of the merch that I made here. Some of it I don't know about. Of course, we've got the new Melty merch. Look at this stuff. This looks great. You go to Disneyland wearing this, and you're going to have all those princesses all over you. You go to the bar, you're going to have all the bar people, all over you. Look at these shirts; they look fucking great. And then you got
the irony of you being so happy of the graphics you made for this show, which is super melty.
Oh yeah.
And then you did the same with some shirts and a bucket hat and a short, and you're like, these are awful.
Okay, look at this shit. Here's the thing. I designed the graphics for the podcast for a podcast, not to wear to go into school to pick up your kid, and the kid's like, Dad, what are you wearing that for? You look like an idiot. And then all the kids start throwing tomatoes at you. And it's like, where did you get those tomatoes, kid? So, and then you can't even tell the difference because you got a bunch of tomato splatter on you. The damn logo looks like a tomato splatter.
Yeah.
And so you look like a double idiot because you just smell like tomato now. FriendoShop.com. You can buy this stuff.
Like a vaudeville show? Getting tomatoes thrown at you?
Yes. Yeah. So you buy this stuff. You look like an idiot. And bad things will happen to you. On the other hand, you buy this stuff. Oh, man. Get ready for a love reaction because you walk into a bar. That's what you're coming out with. Friendo Shop. But make sure you use promo code Friendo2026. Do not pay full price. We're not refunding anybody who did. You suggest this the other night, and I wanted to throw a tomato at you. We're not going to refund anybody who doesn't use the code. That's just your own bad.
Don't pay full price. Friendo 2026. Do not pay full
use
price.
The code.
Use the code.
Yeah, we don't want more of that money in our pockets, but we will take it.
I mean, if I could find a way to refund or automatically retroactively use the promo code, I would.
I'm not sure
adamant about people.
I'm not sure you know what the site is to get into the merchandise stuff. That's my domain.
I could probably remember it if I think about it hard enough.
Let's continue on with these hot takes before you get any fancy ideas about refunding my money. From Chinese Finger Trapezoid, says Kiana James has a higher ceiling as a wrestler than Giulia. This is a true hot take. This is a classic, constructed, efficient hot take that is so hot I disagree so fucking thoroughly with this, but it's a hot take nonetheless.
It's interesting. You look at how WWE has been pushing Kiana of late. And you could see how maybe to a certain degree they might agree with this particular hot take. Kiana had a great showing in the Rumble. Was not the first eliminated in the Chamber. Regardless of the veracity of this hot take, I feel like one pretty major thing that's holding Kiana back at this point is her character.
Yeah. What character?
I mean, she was she was real estate investor in NXT, and now she's this kind of business mogul, I guess.
Dude, I have no.
It's basically a vocational gimmick.
Sports agent?
Maybe, I don't know. Manager? I don't know what it is exactly,
No
but it's a vocational gimmick.
Yeah.
And I just feel like there's a ceiling to that type of gimmick in 2026.
Yeah.
It comes across very much like, oh, I am playing a character. And it's far more difficult to do that these days in the world of pro wrestling than it was 40 years ago.
Yeah. Giulia clears her as an in-ring performer. And there is no debate there. It feels like people might look at Kiana James and say, hey, she made it into the Chamber. She had a okay showing. She did get stacked, but she got stacked with Asuka, good company.
She did get stacked with Asuka, but she wasn't the first one out.
But I don't know. I feel like what you're just seeing is a push. And I think it's one that might reflect, hey, she's been doing solid work. Let's go ahead and see where we can go with this and maybe reward some of that solid work with more exposure.
Yeah.
And I think that's terrific. I do feel like WWE is taking Giulia for granted a bit. I know she's U.S. champion, but she's also terrific in the ring. She's got aura just in multitudes.
Yeah.
And I wish that they would really do something with her. But it does seem like they want to feel out and see where they can go with Kiana James. But in terms of at the end of the day, who is going to have the bigger career?
Oh, it's Giulia.
I feel like it should definitely be Giulia.
Yeah.
If it's Kiana James, good for her. That's great. Maybe Giulia, in the end, just wasn't a good fit for what WWE does, I guess.
That could be.
But my God, that girl has got it all.
Yeah. Next hot take here from Steven Orlowski says WWE has nobody under 30 that has WrestleMania main event potential. Most are just missing something that elevates them to that level. There's two names that are under 30 and definitely have Mania main event potential. It's Trick Williams and it's Obafemi.
So Trick is 31.
Okay, I guess not Trick.
I'm thinking, oh my God, Oba's only 27.
Yeah.
So
Obafemi, 1,000%.
Obafemi definitely does.
Has Mania main event potential. Yeah.
I
think the potential's there for Braun. Jury's still kind of out though.
It's still, dude, I always forget. Braun Breaker is 28. Yeah. Braun's going to be main eventing WrestleManias. That dude, he'll get there. So wait, what is this hot take? Nobody under 30 has.
We named a couple people that have main event potential.
Here's the thing, so the thing is, potential is when you have stuff that can play out. Like Austin Theory, for example. Austin Theory has potential. We might be seeing that potential reach its limit, though, as we saw in his promo the other night.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that?
Yeah.
What is that? It was hilarious. He could not wait to get rid of that microphone. And I couldn't wait for him to get rid of that microphone. And so with Austin Theory, there might be something that's missing. Obafemi has shown me that the only thing that's missing for him is experience and reps.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And he's going to get plenty of those.
And he will get plenty of those. He's got the size, the look. I've already seen it in the promo. I've already seen it in his in-ring because he keeps it simple, and that's what he should do. So he's got it. It's just a matter of adding to the experience. I don't think anything's missing there.
No.
Trick Williams is a hint over 30, so he's 31.
Yeah.
That guy, again, dude, he's already a promo. He's already got the look. He does it. He's probably the one who's like, he could use a house show circuit.
Yeah.
But you put him in a WrestleMania program with Sami Zayn, and that's going to do wonders for him.
That is. And I think and another name, Javon Evans. He's what, 21, 22?
Yeah.
He's already one of the best wrestlers in the entire company.
Yeah.
He's one of the most like genuine and relatable personalities they have.
Yeah.
And he's already a really darn good promo. I think he just needs opportunities.
I think that dude has Rob Van Dam written all over him. He really does. And I feel like he'll probably end up. It probably wouldn't be a terrible idea for him to try to pull an Ospreay and like meet up a little bit. Just because that's what WWE likes. You know, that's what WWE likes.
If he can continue to wrestle the style he wants to wrestle.
He'll have to adapt. I mean, like Ospreay, you know, he took what he did and he still does lots of flying stuff. He's still really fun and innovative. And that's, I think, the thing. If you take that core of him being interesting in the ring and adapt that to having more muscle on your body.
Hot take here from Daniel D. Francesco. Says they have no idea what they're doing with Gunther for WrestleMania. This is plainly evident. It's pretty darn evident they have no idea what they're doing with a lot of people heading into WrestleMania. I know WrestleVotes on WrestleVotes Radio, I think, speculated about this scenario, whether Gunther's going to face Ray or Obafemi or Brock. But it seems pretty clear that they don't have anything kind of in stone for Gunther at Mania.
I kind of feel like, and look, I could be proven wrong about this, but like, he took the dude's mask off. He's best friends with Rey Mysterio.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Dragon Lee at WrestleMania.
Fuck no.
Mask versus hair.
He was chum. He was bait for Rey. Yeah, they're doing Gunther versus Rey. I don't know. I mean, look, Rey, right now, Gunther is legend killer. I don't know if they're going to go to the well of, I'm going to retire you at WrestleMania. I don't know if they're going to go to that well.
I would doubt it.
Because, like, Ray's not going to retire.
No, and if anybody's retiring, Ray is Dom.
Absolutely.
Should be, at least.
But maybe they can take an angle of, I'm going to embarrass you like I've embarrassed all the other guys who have stuck around too long. You know, I'm going to take your WrestleMania moment and make it mine. There you go. There's the thing.
Yeah.
But as of Raw, anyways, and Raw was my first inclination of this. The fact that he took off the mask, it's Ray.
Yeah. You'd think Ray would be the leader in the clubhouse right now to face Gunther at Mania. Yeah.
If they
It's been weeks we've been talking about the idea, though, of Gunther and Ray getting to a program, though. It's been a couple weeks.
But I feel like as of before Raw, there were like maybe a couple paths where it kind of just seemed like, okay. For a couple weeks, it was like AJ Styles is going to have his thing in Georgia. He'll come back and say, let's do one more time at WrestleMania. That seemed like a pretty likely scenario. That didn't happen. Brock has always been kind of a thing, I guess. But the rumor of Brock going out at SummerSlam, okay. That's probably not going to happen. And Obafemi just seems so likely for Brock.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they do know, and I think it's probably Ray.
Probably Ray.
Kind of
it's probably in pencil. Ray's name's written in pencil next to Gunther right now.
Well, they use the dry erase marker, so you could just erase it.
I mean, like the idea that pencil is that it's written down, but you can erase it. So
you just the dry erase marker, you just take like an erase and go. Psh.
Sometimes you can just use your hand.
Oh yeah, and then you get it on your hand like that. And you're like,
yeah.
Road dog, come here.
Next time he turns around in his chair, you just wipe the dry erase marker on his back.
What'd you do? Nothing.
Oh, you didn't know? Next hot take here from Straight Fire. Says, wrestling was better when wrestlers didn't stay in one company for 10 years plus. They should move around every few years to keep their careers refreshed.
1,000% agree.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Give me more Sid, Larson.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to think, are these guys even on contract? Give me more Leo Rush.
Yeah.
A 57-day contract. How does that work?
Yes. Yes.
I love this. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I went like tomorrow. Seth, what's Tyler Black doing in the All Elite Zone? What?
Yeah. He's there for 3 weeks. Seth Rollins made a dramatic return to WWE. Yes.
Yeah, man. All the wrestling business. If I was an elected official, I would run on the platform of the wrestling business needs to be appearance deals only.
Wow.
One-offs only. That's it. No contracts, no guaranteed money. You show up, you strike a deal on the spot, and then everything is clean, a clean slate.
Wow.
Chaos.
Yeah, that would be absolute chaos.
That'd be
But it
sick.
keep things pretty darn interesting.
Yeah, it would. That's what I like.
Next hot take here from The Juggler says Danhausen's debut and presentation was fine and is fine. Wrestling fans just complain about everything. I just think it was a matter of expectations. I think a lot of people were just expecting Jericho. It wasn't Jericho, and so they were bummed out about it.
Yeah, I'm still kind of curious what the zeitgeist, what the collective hive mind, because dude, I'm still not hugely convinced that they actually booed him. Because when the lights go down, then the boo started to come up. And it's like, oh, do they want him to do more? They might have wanted Morehausen.
That could be.
Right?
Yeah.
I do love that he played into the narrative on Raw.
Oh, yeah. Thunderous applause.
Thunderous applause.
Yeah.
Here are my demands.
Small Brain has a hot take here.
Is it my burner account?
Well, we'll find out. Says Raw and WWE in general need to go back to music video intros, not this walking into the building bullshit. I'm not hyped for Raw, SmackDown, or NXT in the beginning.
This is what I want. I want the damn show to open up mid-match. I don't want a fucking musical intro. I don't want fucking walking, meandering to the building.
This is what they could do. Usually as extended video package, people arriving, show open from commentary. That's generally what it is. So you're like 7 minutes deep into Raw or SmackDown and nothing really of substance is happening.
I fast forward to 5:07.
Yeah.
And because I don't start watching until a half hour into it, I catch up so quick. I might start pushing that to 45 minutes into it.
This is what you do. I got it. It merges all these ideas.
Let's hear it.
You do the music video.
Okay.
You know, like the Attitude Era one, especially when they were all fighting and there was oil drums on fire.
Excellent.
It was great. The song was awesome. So you have something that's high energy like that. But rather than people fighting per se, you have them walking, but like in a really shoot it well and have the atmosphere be awesome. So you get the walking, and then whoever the last person walking in that particular episode, you shoot like the entire roster. They go directly, they walk out of frame. It's their entrance for their match to kick off the show.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
So like the last person, say, is Gunther walking through whatever this scenery is. Mm-hmm. He walks either right into the camera or off frame, and you're in the arena, some pyro goes off, bang, his theme hits.
He's there. Yeah. Okay. I like that. How about this? Here's an alteration here. How about they're walking to the arena, but you get a nice live 24 frame, like you set this whole mise en scène up, right?
Yeah.
Where you have all these cameras stationed in cinematic angles.
Is this MOS or no?
This is it's MOS.
Okay.
Which one's MOS?
No sound.
Okay. Well, you're gonna have some sound. Like, you mean like they're not mic'd?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, you have
music over it.
Music over it. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Music over it. And you have like the drums on fire, explosions going off, fireworks.
Oh, they set that up outside every arena.
People fighting.
Sure.
And you're walking through the dramatic scene, but with your bag and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. And then who are the last person shown arriving to the arena? Bang, right into their match.
Right into their match. Yeah. That's good.
Next hot take, Cam Popplestone says Sheamus is the most underrated wrestler of all time and got the shaft by bad creative that ruined his potential as a top guy.
Most underrated wrestler of all time.
I don't know if I'd say most.
Boy, most is a big word.
I think Sheamus has done a lot to rehabilitate his image. I know with us.
For sure.
And I wonder how much with the larger pro wrestling fan base with what he has done over the last 5 or 7 years.
Yeah, that
Everything
makes him not
from the
underrated.
bar onward. Mm-hmm. I think really gave wrestling fans, I know for us, an opportunity to really appreciate what he can do. Because prior to that, man, almost go away heat with me. I did not care for Sheamus whatsoever.
Yeah, the last 10 years have done a terrific turnaround.
Yeah.
And that's 10 years, it's like half his career.
Yeah.
When did he debut? In like
it was like 2011 or something like. No, it was before that.
Like
2009.
Maybe 2010, maybe. I think 2010 he won the title. He won the title really quick.
He did.
Yeah, I'm not going to say underrated. I think my personal pick for most underrated wrestler of all time might be X-Pac.
Yeah,
might be Sean Waltman.
That's a good one.
He literally had the term X-Pac heat named after him, and yet he's one of the most innovative guys that we've seen in WWE.
I know. And that's someone else who, as time's gone by, actually after his wrestling career ended, I think people started to appreciate what he offered a lot more.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Last one here. I don't know how I feel about this one. This is Hayushin. So this is a hot take indeed. It says Larson looks like he can't ball his way out of a wet paper bag. Steve up in hoops all day.
So this is not my burner account because I'm not trying to give you fucking. We're about to go play.
Yeah,
I don't need that. I don't need that today. Larson, your handles are much better than mine. So you actually, when you're on the court, you look like you're balling much more than I look like I can ball. I just happen to be able to hit ridiculous shots, and I've got a pretty good shot on me. And I'm sort of bigger.
Yeah.
So, like, my goal, honestly, at this point, have you seen Instagram reels of those big chunk dudes, who are just out there balling?
Yeah.
I love those guys. I'm like, that's goals. If I could be a big portly fella and just go out there and just ball like a maniac, that'd be crazy. But come on, like, dude, seriously. I have seen so many Instagram, and they're always on Instagram. It's never like on YouTube. It's on Instagram where you see these old grandpas just, snow white facial hair,
balling up their adult sons. Yeah,
just balling like fools.
Yes.
And so that's you. That you're right there. Like, there's shots of like dudes who are like well deep into their 60s, and like the caption, it's like just two dudes going at it one-on-one, and the caption's like, they've been doing this for 30 years. That's goals. Mm-hmm. That's goals for us. Mm-hmm. And that is kind of us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like the comedy aspect of this,
yes.
But this is, I don't know if it's a looks can be deceiving thing, but you need to expand what you're watching in terms of videos about street ball and Instagram, because there's all sorts of grandpas out there. Gen X is strong on the court, man.
Yeah.
Telling you, these dudes. Yeah. These dudes, us guys growing up with Jordan, oh my God. We know what's going on out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I put this in because I thought it would be a fun discussion.
I love that. I think it's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I will defend you till my dying breath.
Yeah.
That being said, I love the phrase "Steve up in hoops all day."
All right.
I might make that into a shirt.
That might pan out today. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I did a lot of yard work yesterday.
Oh, yesterday?
Which could benefit my hops. But
maybe, or just wear your legs out.
I'm trying to get an early start on the lawn now that we got like a spell of like sun after a lot of rain. And it's like, oh man, I've got this thing like 60% knocked out.
Yeah.
It's looking good so far. So I'm hoping to head into the summertime with a good looking backyard.
There you go.
Yeah, dude. Anyway, the worst is when I let it get to like, summertime and the grass is all just dry yellow and it's like super tall. And I gotta get in there and it just gets all in my sinuses.
It's like you got wheat fields in your backyard.
Oh man! And then that ends up wheat fields up in my sinuses and my lungs.
Yeah,
it's horrible. Got to wear a mask out there.
Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this edition of Hottest Takes. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate it. Till next time. See you guys around.
Goodbye.